Hey guys, so I just took my NCLEX on Friday and I am feeling a little, I don't even know, like, okay, first of all, the way the test is kind of set up, it's computer adaptive. So it will grade you every question you take. So if you get one of the questions right, then I'll give you a harder question, and then subsequently harder and harder until you start getting them wrong. And if you get a lot wrong, then I'll just kind of slide you right down to the bottom until you start getting a lot of the basic or the easier questions correct. So I started getting some really easy questions, and I was like, oh crap, I'm answering these things wrong. So I started really paying attention and answering questions correctly. My test was 4 hours long, and they ask you if you want some breaks. Now the test itself is 6 hours long, and it could be anywhere from 75 questions to 265 questions. I think my test kind of cut off between 135 and 140 because I actually hid the test numbers for myself, so I wouldn't be able to see it while I was going through the exam. And literally the first break, I was prompted if I wanted to take a break at 2 hours. So that first break was when I actually checked the number of questions I did, and I was only at 55. So I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck? Like, I spent 2 hours and I've only done 55 questions. And the test has to be at least 75 questions. So then I started kind of like hurrying through them. And I got to another break like an hour later, and then I checked my number then, and it was at 90 something. And I was like, oh my gosh, I passed 75 and now I'm at 90. What does that mean? Like, am I gonna go all the way to 265 now? So, and I was just like really freaking out. I started analyzing every single thing that the test did. Like, if it gave me a hard question, and then later on, did it give me an easy question? Did that mean I got the hard question right? Where am I between the passing and failing scale? Am I on the passing side or am I on the failing side? Because is this question too easy or not? I was just freaking out. So I got a lot of select all that apply questions, and I know that it's really hard to get those right. So I was like, well, at least I know if I'm getting the select all that apply questions, at least I'm getting them. At least I'm getting hard questions, so at least I'm above passing. So it was like a comfort at the same time, but it was like, I need to get these questions correct. So a lot of my classmates, they did their test within about 111 questions and less. So for me, at like 111, I was really freaking out. I started thinking like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And you have to get at least 50% of the questions correct. And then there's 15 questions that are like thrown in there for like research or sample or testing or whatever. They're testing out their question style. So I got offered another break at like 3.5 hours or even 4 hours, and then the test just shuts off. It doesn't tell you, okay, next question will be your last question. We're gonna shut off. It just shut off on me. And I was doing a hard question, and I was doing them select all that apply questions, and it just shut off. And I was like, oh God, what does that mean? So I started to freak out. But what I noticed is like a lot of the tests are because they're computer adaptive, they're very specialized and selective customized. However, what I did notice is that I kept getting the same type of question over and over again. So to me, that meant that I was answering it wrong. Like, I had answered it wrong. I got a lot of safety and infection control questions, and then priority questions. So if I got the exact same question, they just worded it differently, I was like, okay, maybe I picked the wrong answer for that question. That's why they're giving it back to me. It's a hard question, but they're giving it back to me because I clearly answered it wrong. So anyway, yeah, I just started to completely overanalyze myself, and I don't even know really where I stand right now, because it just shut off on me. Now, hopefully it shut off because I finally answered 50% of them right, So it just shut off, because I would think that it kept going all the way up to 265 if I didn't answer enough questions correctly. So I've been kind of stalking my my Ohio nursing board website. I'm just like stalking it, refreshing, but it's still pending. I mean, I took it Friday, so I have to wait till Monday to get the results, or even Tuesday to see the results. So yeah, I need to stop stressing out about that. So yeah, but I went to church today, and the pastor said something that was kind of funny. Not funny, but like really like ironic. He said that God, we put limitations on God, as in our expectations. Expectations literally mean a limitation, or our disappointment is an expectation, is created by expectation, which is created by a limitation. So when we think we did something bad, we come to God and we're like, oh my gosh, I did something horrible. But he already knew we were going to do something bad anyway, because he knows everything. So he didn't have any expectations for what you were going to do. It's your expectation of yourself that makes you guilty and makes you feel disappointed in yourself. But he's never disappointed in you, because he already knows and loves you from the beginning. So I was like, yay, at least, somebody is like really, looking out for me or whatever. And I know a lot of my family members, they're not expecting me to, I mean, I know my family members are expecting me to pass the first time, but they probably won't show immediate disappointment, or like verbal or visual or physical disappointment in me if I don't pass. But I'm not even gonna think like that. I'm just gonna think like, no doubt, have faith that God can take me through it. If he said, if I could pass nursing school, I should be able to pass this NCLEX exam. That's about it about the NCLEX. The test was very long. My test was 4 hours long. Some people in my class, their test cut off at 75, but my test was long. So I think you have to kind of prepare yourself to be someplace for a really long time, Yeah, but that's about it. I'll do an update video to see if I passed or if I failed, and then figure out where am I gonna work, because I have a couple of options or whatever. But yeah, all right, thanks for watching. Bye.